All right, wholesale weekly update. This is week number 14. Let's start off with some deal reviews. So I have that canceled contract that I've talked about in New Hampshire already. That one's done. It's over with. We're moving on to a couple other things that are happening. So right now I have this property in Mississippi that I've been working to get under contract. This is like 2 or 3 weeks. I've been trying to get in contact with the seller. He finally reached back out to me. Still not under contract. Still having a hard time getting in contact with them, but follow up is kind of key in this because I already have a buyer that's essentially lined up. Now I just need to get the seller um, under contract, and then we'll see what happens with that one. The Selma, Alabama property that I had under contract, I have officially terminated that one. I went through the process of looking up cash buyers in the area, looking at people that have rentals in that area and other things, and I've reached out to all those, and nobody's interested in this fire damage property. So I told the lady that my only other option is to try to list this on Facebook Marketplace for like $1, and she said that she could do it herself. So I said, best of luck. We ended very cordially. It was super nice, and hopefully she gets that property figured out. Another property, not under contract, but this is the goal to follow up. I just heard back from somebody that I thought was a dead, called no answer. She's been on a drip, so text messages have been sent out, emails have been sent out, and she finally reached back out to me yesterday and said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I've been sick." So it goes to show you that people have things that are going on. Sometimes they're not answering you because they don't want to sell their house or they don't want to deal with you. They just might have life going on, and that stops them from doing it. So I understand the idea that follow up is super important. A couple other deals that I have, Decatur, Georgia, still haven't heard any feedback from that. I think that one's going to be a dead deal. I think it's just locked up too high. It's a condominium. The exterior is terrible. It has an HOA. Just so many downside of things that are going for it. It's going to need work too. So the ARV is just not there. That's probably a dead deal, but I'm glad that I locked that up. We're still working it. I have CVIS on that one he's trying to get it dispoed. Again, I don't think that it's going to be might be something that we can come down and renegotiate if we can find a buyer that's potentially interested. Then the last deal is this deal in Kansas. It's in Burlingame. And yeah, you probably never heard of that because I haven't either. It's probably a population of like 2,000 people. I went ahead and locked this up. I have different strategies that I'm trying to do with this. I'm waiting on pictures back from her because she thinks that she can get it. She's not in that area, but I have already looked at some of the cash buyers in that area, which surprisingly enough, there are some people, and it looks like there might be some hedge fund activity there because there's people with $8 million portfolios that are linked in prop trading. So I'm interested to see how to navigate that as I go through. Another aspect, past deals, is connections that I've gained. So one of the connections that I gained was with a guy named Matt Levin. Matt Levin is actually well more connected in this space than I could have possibly imagined. He is connected to Rich Wonders. He's connected to Steve Trang, and learned a little bit more about him and his background. I'm going to try to lean into Matt way more heavily because I just know that he's an expert at the sales process, and I think that that's where I'm kind of suffering on locking up more deals and contracts. So I'm excited to mold that relationship a little bit more, offer as much as I can to him. But I mean, he's so much further ahead that I don't know what kind of value I can add. But I'm excited to learn from him. He's super just humble and optimistic and positive and willing to help. So I'm going to lean on that as much as possible. Another connection that I had is actually here in the Augusta area is Paul Myers. I went and reached out to him on Friday, went to his office. He kind of walked me around his organization. Somebody that I've known for a very long time, someone that's super successful in the real estate space, literally has talked to a Kiyosaki themselves. And I just wanted to go and network with them, just say, hey, I'm doing this business. I don't have much to offer you, but maybe somehow or some way we can do deals or do some sort of business together. So I established that connection, and that was something that I've actually wanted to do for some years now. So I'm glad I did that. And then another connection is Anthony G. I can't pronounce his last name, but he was on Joey Dirte's 30 for 30 challenge. And within that, I got some information that he is a nationwide hedge fund. So disposition person. So I've actually sold a deal to a hedge fund before. It was the easiest thing that I've done when it comes to this business. And if I have someone that's super connected with hedge funds, I feel like I could actually suck at my sales process and still lock things up higher and potentially still get it sold as long as I'm in the right market. So I have a schedule call with him next week just to get connected with him and see where he could add value into my business. I finished the book Grit. That is the book club for TU this week. Maybe not this week, but for the next couple of weeks. Very good book. I mean, basically just embodies that effort is the most important thing. Talent and skill doesn't matter. Skill gets developed through effort. If you have talent and skill, then the effort and the result will come quicker. But at the end of the day, it's grit. It's the tenacity to keep going and keep pushing through and be consistent at the thing that you're doing. She gave a good, just empirical, qualitative, quantitative study of how this success works inside of people and just broke down that grit is one of the most important things that drives results. So being gritty, being tenacious at the things that you're doing, not quitting when it gets hard, and doing hard things pretty consistently, and having a little bit of hope, which is another factor that she said. It's just the optimistic mindset, which that can get deteriorated pretty quick. Especially if you're not seeing results, it's really hard to keep pushing through. But if you believe in the thing, believe in the process that you're doing, and believing in yourself, then even when you feel like you're not getting results, which I'm not getting results right now, but I just know that I'm on the cusp of something great. And so I'm going to be gritty and tenacious. That book is it's just a mindset shift. It's a reminder, more to say, to keep pushing through these things. I need to start reading more because I haven't read a book like this in a while. And I used to read books like this all the time. So that's something I need to get into a little bit more. More things that happened this week. I set my CRM up a little bit better. I added some drip campaigns. I kind of navigated some of these call no answers to go to a different side of my CRM that could be kind of more automated because it was starting to stack up. I've heard RJ say before that there's two things that'll kill a wholesale business. It's too many leads and it's not enough leads coming in. So I don't think that I had too many leads, so to say, but I had too many leads that I was looking on a daily basis that nothing was happening with. So I set up some drips that will continue to go. I set up some automations that status changes will happen naturally and tags will happen naturally. This is all in Resimply that I think will benefit me in the long run. We'll see. I'm glad that I set that up. It was something that I've been trying to do for a little bit and just hadn't got it done. And then the last thing for this week is I went ahead and set an appointment for Lead Zolo. I hear mixed signals for that, but with Lead Zolo, it's just another PPL provider. It's something that I could lean on as well as property leads and iSpeed to lead. It's just another source that I could potentially start getting from. Another aspect of it is I can potentially get specific counties. So one thing that I would like to start doing instead of fully doing the nationwide thing, which is the Anthony G guy, why I set up him, the hedge fund guy, is figure out where the buyers are and buy leads specifically in that market. Now, if I do that, things are going to cost more, but I think the chance of success are higher because with these property leads that I have now, I'm just getting all these rural leads. And I will say my skill is not super great at closing. I think I'll improve that pretty soon, or I think I'm naturally getting better. And just with consistency over time, that skill set will develop. But I do believe that there is something about being in an area where I can see activity and have data to potentially actually negotiate down somebody to get to a price that a cash buyer would be willing to pay. So that's it for this week. I'm excited for next week. I'm going to keep pushing harder. I also got a new dog, which has nothing to do with wholesale, but that's also super exciting. So remember to stay happy, hungry, and humble, and I will see you next week.